do File, New, and I'm going to go to Print and letter size, but I want it to be landscape, not portrait. So I'm clicking on the orientation, and that will switch the width and the height. So now I hit Create. So this is the exact right size for the printer in my classroom. And now I'm going to do File, Open. And I'm going to go to my downloads. I'm going to pick one of my images. So this is side lighting. And I'm going to actually pick a bunch of my images. So I'm going to hit the Control key, and if you were on a Mac, it would be the Command key. And I'm going to pick front lighting, hard lighting, overhead lighting, backlighting. So I've picked a whole bunch of images that I've already created, and I'm going to open them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to do image size, and I'm going to take a look at how big it is. It is very big, and it is very low resolution. So I'm going to make it 3 inches across, and I'm going to make it 300 dpi, okay, pixels per square inch, psi. So it's going to be small, but it's going to be mighty. It's going to have a high resolution. And I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to do Select All, Edit, Copy, and I'm going to go back to my document that I created, and I'm going to do Edit, Paste. Now that I've pasted it in, I'm going to just move it over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab from the ruler a guideline and put it here. And I'm going to grab from this ruler a guideline and put it here. And if you can't see the rulers, go to View and then just click on rulers so that they're visible. And usually they come up in pixels. I prefer inches, so you just double click on the ruler itself and you change it from pixels to inches, which I've already done here, as you can see. So hit OK, and then you're done. All right, so now that I've done the first one, which is this, and the image size is, let me just check again because I can't remember, 3 by 3. So that means that all of them are going to be 3 by 3 from now on. So I'm going to X this out, and I don't need to save it. If I save it, it'll replace the current version, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hit No. And I'm going to go to the next one, which is hard lighting. So again, image size. Again, I want my pixels per square inch to be 300, but I want my height and width to be 3 inches. So OK. Select all, edit, copy. And now I'm going to go back here and do edit, paste. Now I'm going to use my move tool. I'm going to move it to here. And I'm going to now take another line from here and go like that. Okay, so what you're seeing is this is 11 inches and this is 3, and then another 3 will go here. So let me just go back to hard light. I'm going to exit out without saving it, so I'll hit No. And I'm now going to go to overhead light. Image size. Again, we're repeating the same process. And then use the move tool to move it over here. Okay, you see how when I did that, these little magenta lines appeared showing that everything was evenly spaced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here a little. Move this over here a little. So you see how when I do this, the magenta lines appear and tell me that it's evenly spaced. Okay, and this one is in the middle, and I can tell that because there's a vertical magenta line going right down the middle. Okay, so that tells me that everything's evenly spaced. So now I'm going to take these lines and I'll move them so that they're flush with, you want them to be flush with the squares that you've already put down. Okay, so now I have room for 3 more. So I'm going to X this out. You can see 41 inches. That's huge. So let's make it 3 by 3. But if we don't change the resolution first, we're going to lose all the information that's on that photo. So always change the resolution to 300. You don't want to change the resolution to 300 and then hit OK without changing the size, because what will happen is you'll have a gigantic file. And you don't want that because it'll use up all the memory on your computer. So anyway, I'm going to hit OK. And now I'm going to do again, select all, edit, copy, edit, paste. Now, you want to make this even. So if I go here with my ruler, I can see by dragging the ruler down that this is around ½ an inch from the top, 0.476 inches from the top. All right, so now I have my photo collage. The most important thing now is I need to see what it looks like, and I can't really do that if these lines are in the way. These lines will not print. They will not be part of the final picture, even if you don't remove them. But I like to remove them because I want to see what my collage looks like. Okay, I want to see if it has a pleasing look. I personally think that this width is too much. It's too wide. It's distracting. So I'm going to pull this up. And then I'm going to have to make this match. So we're looking for those magenta lines that appear. Here we go. And I think that's a lot more visually pleasing. Let me see if I can pull this down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's nice. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I should move the whole thing down. I'm not sure. Let's see. So now maybe it should be more centered. I don't know. So what I can do is I can say, let me pull this down to 1 inch here. And let me pull another one down to 1 inch from the bottom. And now let me move these within there. So now if I move that, and I move that, So the nice thing about moving it where it's an inch from the bottom and an inch from the top is that if I print it and I hang it up vertically instead of horizontally, it won't look wrong. So that's kind of a nice thing. I personally tend to prefer to leave a slightly wider margin on the bottom. So I'm going to just nothing wrong with playing with it for a little while. In art, there are no one right answer. Sometimes it just has to look pleasing to your eye. I think this is finished. Before we go, the most important thing to do is name it. So save as, save on your computer, egg photo collage. It's a Photoshop file. I'm going to hit save. Not done yet. File, export as. I want it to be a JPEG, but I want that JPEG to be quality 100%. Okay, so make sure that the quality is at 100%. It might not give you a percent. It might just say good, very good, excellent, but whatever. There's a slider, slide it all the way to the right. So you get the full resolution, and then you're going to hit export and then save it. The photo collage, the finished photo collage as a JPEG, and also the Photoshop file with all the layers, both have to be handed in to Google Classroom.